Hi, welcome to the Stockinette Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as J-Nima.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 266. Whew. Have you been watching the World Cup?
A couple games.
Yeah?
Not like a lot.
Yeah. I was excited about the United States playing, for sure. But then, yeah, it's just been kind of the backdrop of the month so far, kind of like how the Tour de France is the backdrop of July.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I can vividly remember 4 years ago when the United States won. Ellie and I going like, we're gonna learn French and we're gonna go over there. We're gonna get you a and yeah, that really hasn't. Yeah, I'm not. If you haven't noticed, I'm not in French.
Yeah.
But that would have been exciting. But yeah, I mean, time simultaneous, that seems like eons ago and just a eye blink ago. So,
For sure.
Yeah, anything else going on other than, doing retreat stuff?
No. No, I judged at the Granite Games again. That was fun. I was super duper tired. So I was supposed to volunteer today, but I canceled that right after the Granite Games. I was like, I can't. I gotta catch up.
Yeah.
And then I got notified that I could volunteer at the CrossFit Games, and I just said, no. Again, this is all too much.
Yeah.
So no more obligations for the summer. We're gonna plan some family stuff and do that.
Yeah, the kids just finished up with soccer, which was like, Jeremy, do you know what we don't have to do tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's like, soccer. And the last, it was nice. My mom was here and she hasn't seen last weekend and she hasn't seen the kids play soccer, but I was like, even if I could have plugged it into her GPS to have her run between them, she wouldn't have known what field or whatever. So I was like a glorified soccer chauffeur. So like Quentin had a game first at 8:00 and we took him, and she and I went to that one, and then Jeremy took Dexter and Ellie, because Ellie's was next to her soccer field, which is a different field. Like the older girls play at Flawed instead of at Watson, and so I drove her and Quinn after they were done to that game, picked up Dexter, took him to his warm-up while she was watching like the first half of Ellie's game. Then I had to drive back to Watson from Flawed. I mean, they're kind of connected, but it was a good 12-15 minutes in between, and then caught her, and then she caught the end of Dexter's game. So I was like, it was a logistics problem that we had to figure out.
Mapping it out.
Yes, and timing wise, right? Like how much you can get to see of Ellie's game. And then unfortunately Dexter's coach wanted him to play keeper in the fourth quarter when we were there, and he was like, well, I'm not interested. And so he was like, well, you can just sit out the whole time then. So we had a whole quarter where he wasn't playing, but we were there, which was kind of a bummer. But
I've never had a coach do that. I don't know, like in our rec soccer league, they're all volunteer people, and I've never had one be like, oh, you don't want to do this, well then you're sitting out.
Yeah, no, he's fairly intense.
Okay.
I would say he picks, because I don't think they have anybody that wants to be the keeper.
Right.
And so yeah, he picks kids at random, and if they're unwilling to kind of step up and be a team player for the team, I think he wants it to be known that he's not family about it. So anyway, it was a little bit of a bummer, but it was nice having my mom here, and she's not going to be here for ZK, so she took a kid back with her, and we're going to be doing the swaps whilst I'm ZK ended up. But yeah, other than that, I was trying to think if I had a funny story. I think my funny story to tell recently is I was downtown, like getting ready. I was going to a meeting, and I pulled up, and the sun hit my head just right that I saw this really long, weird hair that upon further inspection was gray. Like it was thick and curly, but it was really long, and it was like, how have I not noticed this? So I like plucked it out, and I was like, oh, I got this weird, like it's thick and it's different. And so I consulted with my gray hair expert, which is my husband.
Okay.
Like, are all gray hairs like this, or is this just like a weird one coming out of my head? But yeah, I'm approaching my 40s. I got my first weird gray hair mixing in. Well, and you probably wouldn't have been able to see it before when my hair was all blonde, you know, that gray. But yeah, I got my first weird, really long gray hair. That was weird. Jeremy was like, no, they don't all come out like that. It was like, are you sure?
Are you sure?
But that's my favorite story to tell because I get to say that he's my gray hair expert. But yeah, no, it's life just keeps on becoming more and more hectic. I feel like as the days go on, but more friends, doing things, birthday parties, going here, going there, going everywhere. I am a chauffeur extraordinaire for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to become a travel agent, I think, just to make sure that we do something this summer.
Oh yeah, Jeremy's been talking about that as well. We booked a cruise for our next for spring break next year. Yeah, so we're gonna go to the I think like Puerto Rico and somewhere else. There's a lot
out of Los Angeles or something.
No, out of Galveston, Texas.
Oh, why did I say that? I think I flipped it because I have friends going to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
You said Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No, and I'm
my brain heard Costa Rica.
For my 40th birthday, I'm going to Costa Rica.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
This is another trip. My husband is a travel agent.
Gotcha.
Yes. But he's trying to figure out what we're going to do for like our summer vacation. And the kids have been experimenting with my middle child staying home yesterday for the first time.
Ooh.
Yeah, with his older sister, obviously, but just not having to go to SAC was special and interesting. And Ellie wants to get paid for said babysitting. Yeah, even though she sleeps until noon and doesn't particularly feed him or entertain him, in my opinion, but to make it so that there's both, because he wants to stay home from SAC and she doesn't necessarily want to be bothered by him, so to make it so that they both have a vested interest in making it work, we are going to have to pay.
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
Yeah, Justin and Lissy are doing that right now, and
Is this the first summer?
yeah. And if anything, Lucy would be paid for like feeding him. So it's the girl thing, I guess. Because he would probably eat ramen noodles, popcorn, no protein all day.
Yeah.
If it weren't for people bothering him.
That's Ellie. She's had, because she's really young for her age, but she'd kill me if she saw this, by the way.
Young for her age.
Young for her grade, sorry. She's starting to get a few like pimples and whatever, and I'm like, Ellie, that sugar diet that's not like good for skin. And she's like, Mom, you're just making that up. And then like we Googled it, and that was the first thing that came up, is like diet definitely affects like inflammation and blemishes. So you can't just subsist on sugar, sweetie. Like, not necessarily good for you. Like, don't make up for the lack of what I'm eating in sugar.
Yeah, Lucy eats fairly healthy, and she's getting that issue as well.
Well, again, and some of that's just hormonal and skincare and whatever as well, but I was just like, please don't just eat sugar all day. That, and she sleeps in till noon, and then she wants to be like up and running around and playing with the cat at 12 o'clock at night, right? And you're like, let's get around to do something during the day instead of being up really late at night. And
yeah, I hear you. It's me searching my brain every day. Did I do this when I was 13?
Yep.
And then you're like, yeah, I kind of did.
Yeah. Well,
so then
there definitely was like a gap for my mom. It's been a while since she's had a really young kid, but that, just like, oh gosh, that house full of 8-year-olds that you had was really like, they were out of control. And I'm like, that's just like normal 8-year-olds behavior, Mom, especially at something exciting like a birthday party.
Right. Exactly.
Yes. All right. We had the goal along in May. We are up to 256, which is almost our episode number, 266, 256.
Oh, nice.
Sorry.
Nice try, universe.
Yeah. Couldn't quite correlate it. Too many people put in entries in May, so that we couldn't be at 266. Or maybe that's the universe's way of saying, hey, maybe you guys should start recording. And if you can't even keep up with the number of people that are entering your goal along. Anyway, there are, I drew 3 winners. Again, contact me. The order in which you contact me, which is who has just run it on Ravelry, will be the order in which your prize selection. There is, prizes include the fabulous Damn Straight colorway, which is just a beautiful green mix of greens and browns and heathers. From Leading Men Fiber Arts on their Diva, which is a generous 600 yards of 80% merino, 20% silk.
Yeah, it's
Luxurious. And then we've got a nice barnyard. I think this would be like her medium pouch.
I think that's their small.
Her small? Okay. It seems medium to me, but
Okay.
yeah. Last night we went to a campfire, if you can smell it on my,
Ooh.
and so I had my campfire bag by the campfire. Somebody had one of those, sorry, tangent, had one of those packets that you can throw in to make it pretty colors, and then they had saved a Christmas tree, like a dead Christmas tree to throw in it.
Smells so good.
Well, that, and it like just went, it was like inferno, like they were like, you need to back your chair up before we put this on. And I was like, okay. And it went fast. I mean, like it was less than a minute and that thing was just incinerated. So I understand how Christmas fires happen.
Yes.
It was a cautionary tale. Although I think they did like a Mythbusters, and something would have to be really dry, like you never watered it, and the lights would have to have some sort of short
function.
Yeah, to really start one. Like normal light function would not do it. Anyway, the Silver Shed USA, barnyard animals, some nice dots on the inside. And so there's bag, there's the Diva, and then there's a pattern from one of my available individually patterns. So the winners were 138, 196, and 237. So I was glad to see that we had somebody that was in that last month. I was thinking about that was something that we could change, that we could have a guaranteed one in the month, the last month, and then we could do the
I like that.
everybody
change.
else. Yeah, because sometimes it seems like they're all like March, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, didn't really behoove you. I mean, you got another entry and the random number gods just weren't on in your favor. But anyway, so I was happy to see 237. So 138 is Skyly Knits. That's Amanda. She had a lot of really great progress. 196 was Freeman 5, which is Colette. And 237 is Candy Pickle Toes, which is, I think, the first time I've drawn that one because it was a fun
pickle toe.
and her name is Barb. So
Barb.
not Candy. She just thinks that
Candy pickle toes.
Candy Pickle Toes. So yeah, again, contact me. Let me know if you want this fun bag, or one of my patterns.
Yes.
And I will get those out. I have gotten all of the previous ones out. But it was not a small feat, and
Patty finally got her back.
Woo! Yes. Yeah. No.
Or I finally gave it to Karen.
Oh. Okay.
I'm not sure where it's
Where it is in the process. Yeah. Yep. No, I agree. It's things just kind of got this one I had packaged up, and I think it just fell out of my bag that I was taking to work and into onto the floor of my car, and then stayed there for quite a bit until I was like, I think I had something to mail. Oh wait,
there it is.
I do. So yeah, I apologize for any late sendings out, but kind of like a late birthday present, kind of fun sometimes.
Yeah,
I was expecting this, but now I'm not expecting it, and it just arrived. So yes, and I am doing again horrifically on the. Other than knitting with, and I don't think I even put that in my Make 9 for the goal along, but I've been knitting with a lot of scraps recently.
Oh, okay.
So I mean that kind of fits a overarching goal in that every time I knit a pair of socks, it seems like I've got quite a bit of scrap happening.
Yeah, I think my goal is about designing if I had them, are, like, I have 2 things that I did and did not write up, or I wrote up to a point and have not pulled the trigger on. And I think that's an issue, but.
I know that feeling. You have made fun of me many a time.
Well, I'm
That
not
I-
an actual designer. I just,
Well, anybody
That's a
could be an
well,
actual designer.
Have I had
It's
a pattern
the
sale
actual
recently?
designers that actually get them written up. That's the difference.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah. But no, I run into the same thing, right? It's very exciting when I'm designing it, but then grading it and actually writing it up and getting it to a form to get it out to test knitters is like, it was
Yep.
fun. That was fun to knit, and it was fun to. So my sweater that I did for Rhinebeck last year, I've got test knitters all
yes,
lined
that's
up.
pretty.
I've got a I just haven't gotten some of the sizes graded out because it's very difficult because it's
Yes.
on a bias. Yeah. So stitch gauge differs greatly. I mean, it's really stretchy, but you wouldn't want it like
Yeah.
across you. So it's been. I apologize to anybody who contacted me, or I said when they contacted, said yes, I'll have you test knit that. But it's definitely coming this fall. It's just other things have jumped the queue in front of it. That apparently I was more eager to write up. But
I don't know. I mean, it is work,
Mhm.
but it feels like work. And
Mhm.
it's not a job that I am willing to sign up for right now, I guess.
yeah, I don't mind it as much as just I have to be in the right mood, and it has to be something that I'm super excited about doing, right? And then, sometimes it's just setting that goal and saying, nope, this is set there. I've got those leggings for Ellie that are like up
Oh,
to
yeah.
here as well, that I'm just waiting to write up the. I'm not as good in designing with just writing the pattern ahead and not actually knitting it. So I end up, you'll see in my finished objects, which is a good segue, knitting up everything at least twice, like the initial time and then subsequent times to really make sure that I thoroughly vetted out the instructions before I get it to. This time I went to the tech editor before I to Kate before I before I had done the second one completely, or finished the third one for that, or the first one for that matter, which was a little trying, but.
Yeah, it's different.
It is, but, and it made it a little more difficult for me to answer, because it wasn't as like fresh in my mind, or I hadn't have done it, but I'm working on it. I feel like that's what like the legit designers do, right?
Yep.
They're able to design in their mind without actually having it on the needles.
If I finish something, I didn't bring it.
Oh, okay.
So, on to you.
Yeah, no, I've been busy.
Did I finish something? I don't even think I did.
I've been busy. So this is a sample that's going to be in Lavender Loon's booth. This is the Ophelia is the main color, which is what you start out with, and then Moonbeam is the contrast. This is a
this
full
is sport.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep. It's her sport weight that's super soft and super nice. It just took the 2 skeins. I'm just like this colorway in the broken ribbing here. Oh, I just love it. I love the contrast as well. It really makes those pops of colors come out. It was super fun. This thing flew off of my needles because I was just like, oh, this is so much fun. And so, I'll style it. I think one of my favorite ways to style it is over the arm. It really stays put that way. For me, anyway. I'll cover up my funny. I found these humors. What else? I have been a sock knitting fiend. So I think that last time I was working on these SKUs. These are SKUs, SKU number 54. I believe I went out and looked. It is with Poseidon from Leading Men Fiber Arts, and then Three Sisters, the Pippi colorway, which went quite a bit. And then I got out my Happy from Vesper Knitterly Things. In fact, I think we had a giveaway where I gave away the sister skein to this Happy. I was able to get 2, I'm not calling them shorty socks, I'm calling them joggers for me. 2 pair of joggers, so this is a static zing pair. Where I decided to do something so that I wasn't just knitting a plain sock. And I'm going to see how that works in my, I mean, it's going to be a little bit of texture, so it might not feel as nice when I'm running, but this Knitterly Things, I think this is her merino nylon thick base. It seems to do really well with my running. I have another pair that I did, and this is just a plain pair with the spacious OMG heel. And I still had some left over, but not enough to really, I would have to pair it with something to be able to do something. So yeah, I'm gonna wear them out running after I show them off so that I can, you don't have to hold up recently stinky socks.
Well, they wouldn't stink, but yeah, recently sweaty.
Yep. And then I knit, just finished yesterday another pair of SKUs. This is number 55. That was with Rebel Pearl. So she sent us her, I think you got a skein and I got a skein and we gave away a skein. This is her signature Rebel Pearl colorway. So it's kind of the colorway of her logo. So yeah, I thought those were fun. And I really love this base, talking about bases. I don't know, maybe it was just because I had been dealing with this thicker, with nylon, but I believe this is with nylon as well. I will get it out. This is really nice. 75 merino, 25% nylon, 436 yards. That's not a put up that you see a lot of, I guess. It's kind of like somewhere in between that 460 and 400, and then it's the merino nylon 75-25. But super happy with those. After kind of doing my own self-striping for a while, it's fun to see what the variegated does. Like, right, each row just kind of becomes its own little unique, and then on the bias you really see it. And then for ZK, I've got to put some buttons on and take some pictures, but the Lake Life Henley is going to be going live. This is with Queen City Yarn in their new Berry Hill base. Super love it. Unlike kind of the, this is kind of a longer, I made mine long, really long, because I wanted to wear it over possibly some leggings if I so chose, and I'm kind of a longer torsoed person anyway. But it's got some fun, easy lace in the front and back and underarm, and then a saddle shoulder that features that same lace. And I had so much left over that I was able to make a little mini one for Ellie. I had her try it on before I had picked up for the button band, and she's like, "Mom, this is really too low cut." And I was like, there's gonna be a button band. So I have to figure out which one I want her to have, either the clear buttons or the blue buttons. But I was thinking about going something really striking for hers, like a bright pink or something, but then I was like, no, I'll go steady.
You can wear a
steady Eddie
tank top on.
Yes, exactly. Really enjoyed working with this yarn. It's got a lot of bounce while you're working with it, and the lace blocked out super nice. I'm just super thrilled with how it all turned out. Yes, test knitters have gotten me their feedback. We've got Trisha doing another sample, and away we go. Yeah, it was. I think last time I had it had started sleeves for it, longer sleeves than that, and I decided that I thought it looked really cute with a shorter sleeve. So you have the option of elongating if you're not a short sleeve person, but seeing as I was going for a summery top, short sleeve it was. Makes it not very many, so I graded out the yarn as well, and I think that goes up to a size 60 bust finished, and I think that's just a little over 4 skeins of fingering of this base. So yeah, it ends up not being a ton of yardage, right? Mine was finished within 2 skeins of fingering, and Ellie's was like just a little over 1. So
wow.
Yeah, it goes a long way, especially when
The lace,
yeah, the lace, and it's stretchy and short sleeves. You don't think about how much the sleeves take. But those are my finished objects.
All right.
Yeah. Loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So, like, I'm having trouble remembering what I finished. I know that I had that large shawl out of the pulse garn
Mhm.
last time,
Yep.
and I don't think I have anything else finished. So I worked really diligently on these 2 at a time socks.
Mhm.
Got past the heels, and then I quickly started my test knit of the Modulante by Shayna Designs or Shayna Line Designs.
Lines design. It's got a nice ring to it.
So holding it up in the sunlight, I
Yeah.
do need to block this, but
Got
Yeah.
a nice pop color at the shoulder.
so this is one kit from
Neighborhood.
Neighborhood Fiber Company, and she has all sorts of different colors, and the one kit comes with 1,250 yards. So you could also do this with 2 skeins of Soliloquy or 2 skeins of Diva
Okay.
from Leading Men Fiber Arts. But this kit happened to be in my stash, and I had other combos. I had some what's the German yarn? Wool mice. I had some wool mice pairings that would have worked, but ultimately it came down to I had just ordered this Neighborhood Fiber Company and hadn't knit anything yet that wasn't that one metal, remember that one scarf that was very
Yeah.
geometric?
Yeah.
So I hadn't knit anything since that with Neighborhood Fiber Company, so I was like, I can go and knit this. So then I'm excited about getting this blocked and ready to go, and I have a really fun yellow
Mm.
for the outside.
So that edging.
Yeah, the edging. There's a
I was gonna say, is that gonna be enough? There's a lot of edges there,
Oh,
but
I
you've got another skein in there.
I got 2. Yeah, I got the recommended number of grams.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited to get through this, and it was rushing or flying off the needles up until I had to worry about how much yarn I had left.
Got it.
And I had, to make similar pattern choices on one side and the other. So,
Got it. You want
So-
it to be mirrored.
yeah, and so carefully weighing each of the sides on these blocks to make sure that I could fade them in and out on the other side. I did make some minor mistakes. So this to this block is okay, but there are some fade stripes in this side, and I didn't have enough to do any fade stripes into this side. Another thing that I did was I started the fade earlier than I needed to on this side. When counting, I was like, oh no, I'm going to be running out of this particular blue. I better start the fading so that I don't fade, right? I want to make sure I am fading. And yeah, I could have started later. No, I don't think anybody will notice either. Once I put that bright yellow on there, and I'm swinging around in it like it's a beautiful kit coat,
Mm-hmm.
nobody's gonna notice.
Nope.
But it was definitely slowing me down, right? Weighing and making
Yep.
sure that I had a certain pattern into the fade, and it wasn't just like the blocks were just knit, 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 and it was so exciting, and there was less thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But I am on the home stretch, so
You got this.
yeah, I do. Well, I will at least have the body done. Hopefully some of the external bits, yeah, that's it. That's all that's left of that kit.
That's all she wrote.
And yeah, I should make it to the end. I sent in my pattern notes last night
Excellent.
because
That's always important.
well,
Gonna become a crazy time here.
yeah, I got reminded several times, which I need.
No, I agree. I don't see it. I think of it as a convenience when people take the time to send something rather than being upset that they're asking
yeah.
me. Because it's like, yeah, I've got so much stuff on my plate that if you don't quite rise to the top, ask again.
Yeah.
Right now, the ZK emails that are coming in, I'm trying to get answered as quickly as possible, right? Because sometimes
Yes.
people are arriving soon, so if we don't get things answered or figured out, then that's bad. So yeah, other than sewing on some buttons to make that an official FO, and then getting, so this weekend was, prep for ZK and also get pictures of those beautiful FOs taken. So got that all scheduled. Other than, prep and Father's Day. It's such a crazy time, man. Quentin's birthday yesterday, and his birthday party last weekend, and Father's Day, and just crazy time right before ZK. I am knitting so again, have crazy amounts of leftovers, even when I don't make shorty socks, it feels like. I don't know if that's like a thinness of my foot or just how ample skeins are thing, but made Ellie yesterday at the campfire. I'm just going to take it off because I'm getting warm rather than throw it around. Made her a roller, which again seems to go really fast. You get to that heel turn really fast, and then it's like, oh, they're done, because you're not doing much other than a few rows after the turn. This is the Spacious OMG again, and that same Rebel Pearl colorway. And she wears socks every day, so I'm starting to see some of them that are getting a little worse for wear because she's worn them so much and they've been washed so much. So.
And not growing as fast.
Yeah, no, again, I think if I put this sock on, it would still fit me. So I guess I'm starting to feel like, well, if I can wear them, I'm not really a shorty wearer, but if I can wear them, even if she outgrows them, it's not a sock lost at that point, right? Maybe I'll start wearing shorties when I jog rather than these joggers, as I'm calling them. So. But yeah, that's my one and only. I had dreams of getting a shawl design in place for ZK, and just had to like call off the design squad, let my tech editor know, and the edits and the grading for the Lake Life Henley were a little bit too much. So. Focus on one thing rather than trying to do all the things, but I still have an idea that uses the put up in our kit, in the goodie bags.
Yeah, goodie bags.
Yes. So yeah, that's my one and only work in progress. And you want to talk about enabling?
Yeah. So. I was enabled by you. There was a coupon code going on at Mitchell's.
Creations?
Mitchell's Creations. So this is a dyer out of the New Orleans area. Ooh, that's pretty. So I got a combo for maybe some future mohair and etc.
Yeah, he'll double or
yeah.
you were working on that witty banter wrap tissue,
Yes.
right? That's got the
And again, I was working away on that, and then the modulaggio took over my world.
Which is great, and I wasn't commenting on it because you had to have it done. I was just
No,
saying, I do
know.
the same thing. Like when I'm working with something, I'm like, oh,
End
this
up
would be
buying
fun.
it, yeah.
This would be fun to do again.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be really pretty pairing. What's this cover?
This one is speckled wildflowers.
Ooh.
And then this one is just boyfriend jeans. Not just, but
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a serious mohair. Whew. I think I want to do one that's more consistent, just plain stripes. Or not, or maybe bigger blocks of chevrons, or I don't know.
Cool.
And then the Lemonade Shop had her fundraiser colorway for Everytown. So her daughter was, daughter's school was involved in a school shooting.
Mm.
So basically the crisis has hit very close to home.
Yeah.
For the lemonade shop. And so she dyed up this really cool colorway. So this is proceeds for change on the Mighty sock.
Very good. Colors that you've come to expect from lemonade.
Yeah, and there were local places she could have donated to, but she figured my customer base is
Everywhere.
national.
Yeah.
So I want to donate to a national cause. So
Mm-hmm.
I believe these went to every town. And yeah, I loved the color and
Mhm.
thought that this would make a really cool like summer tee
Mm-hmm.
or something where you're just knitting into a big fabric,
Mhm.
because I would just want to see this uninterrupted big color.
Yep. Yep. That's where speckles shine, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was, in addition to enabling you, I enabled myself with Mitchell's creations as well. And she sent, in addition to sending something for ZK, she also sent something for the podcast.
Very
which
generous.
is super generous of her. This colorway is fantastic. It is pixie dust on her, I know how to say this, but I can't say it when I'm looking at it. It's a New Orleans word or a Louisiana word.
I am going to be
Like-
no help.
Lanap? Yeah. Lagniappe. Lanap. Oh, I've heard it too. Oh, and I knew I was going to do this. I was going to get on air and I was going to forget how to say it. But it's super pretty. Look at that. Even though I can't pronounce the base name. Look at all those colors. Look at all those colors. So that'll be in an upcoming giveaway. And I just went bonkers for her colors. This is why are my unicorns so gray? Which has, I think at the time I was knitting with rainbows and something else, and so it's got
That's
rainbows
interesting.
with gray. Two of that I was
Yeah,
thinking
and
is.
it's kind of like tonal dyed within the rainbow too.
Yep.
It's very neat.
Yep, so pretty. And so I thought of a summer tee for that as well. Something again where it's not gonna be interrupted. And then I got three, thinking of this one, thinking that it could be something larger, like a long sleeve something for me, in the grayed out catastrophe. Rutro, yarn barf, same, Lanap, it'll come to me and we won't be on the air. Colorway, very specklicious, these colors. I've been jigging the speckles. And then I also got Daydreaming, which is green and speckly, again from Mitchell's creation. She had a very generous coupon that just allowed me to fill up a cart and feel like I was, woo woo. It's raining yarn, right?
Yeah, like a big spender.
Yeah, yes, but with a big discount.
Yeah.
And then I also had a D-stash that I found. So this was one of their, I think, monthly clubs that the person was letting go of. Again, Speckle-tastic Rainbow got me like, it's Desert Nomad, the Flying Kettle is the person. Oh, it's so beautiful, the dyer. Little kettle with a hot air balloon, which is funny because if the steam from the hot air or from the kettle were coming out, it would be filling the air balloon. But what am I going to do with all these speckles, you may ask? I will find some.
Yeah, enjoy them.
Yes. And then the very fabulous Nico Flex Needles contacted me via Instagram. This is a company out of Germany, and she very generously sent 3 sets. Amy's got another set over there of her flexible bamboo needles. So these are kind of like the plastic ones that you've seen, maybe, but I feel like they're a lot more.
Yeah, and there's metal ones too.
Yeah, I feel like they're a lot more stretchy than I was. So there is I think the thing that drew me to this design that I thought, hey, I could get behind that is that there's like the harder part and then there's this really flexible part, right? So you could almost treat them like a normal DPN, but then when at rest, they kind of trap the stitches on there.
I think because I prefer bamboo double points, I think that's going to be better. You know, I didn't really care for the other ones that I had with the bend in the middle, but it might just be because I don't like metal double points.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, this is the first bamboo one I've seen, and that's a very innovative design to have that. Yeah, to have that plastic kind of flexi part in between them. Very cool. I guess I've not seen. So they have metal. They do, but so this is like the metal ones I've seen. It's very floppy in between, right?
Yes, they don't hold their shape like that.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
And then the plastic ones I've seen, it's all one big plastic piece, and I think it's more rigid, right? So to me, this is like marrying those both up.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like there's a rigid part,
yeah.
and there's the plastic, but it's not so floppy that they're like.
What's that again?
But it's also bendy enough that it's not rigid. So I'm excited to try them out. This may be what gets me into DPNs, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to cast on a hat, which might challenge the limits of these DPNs, but I want to give it a go.
Yep. So we got European sizes 0, which I could try at the top of a sock because I've been
U.S. size 0.
Yes, sorry, 2 millimeters, 2.5 millimeters, and then you have a 3, I believe.
Yes, 3 millimeter. And but basically, I was gonna cast on for the there's a queer along. Have you seen that on Instagram? Somebody is hosting a queer along. So queer designers, queer dyers qualify. So one or both. You know, you don't have to have everything. But yeah. So I was gonna pull out some yarn from my stash and maybe try to find a pattern that was also from somebody from the LGBTQ community, and then cast off.
Cool.
I think it's already started, so if you wanted to go out and find it, I'll show Megan the hashtag.
You'll link it
before
for me?
Yeah, before I leave.
Future Amy will link it for me?
Yes. I don't want to get on my phone right now.
Yep.
I'm handling you
I get it.
and podcasting.
It's a thing. So yeah, I went a little crazy. Although to be honest, the Mitchells was dyed to order, right? So there was a delay,
right,
in buying and receiving. But yeah, packages coming, lots of packages coming for the yarn for the retreat. Yes. So I just look like a huge wool pig. Yes. Like my children are like, seriously, Mom? What? Is some of that for you? Because that's a lot of yarn. I'm like, there's a lot of people coming. You don't realize how many people are coming until you start doing the badges or you start seeing all of the people show up. Like all of this yarn has a home with somebody else that is not me.
My kids know about the badges because they helped me stuff them.
That's fun. Ellie was kind pseudo complaining to me. She's like, Mom, I'm at home. I could be doing the badges. And I'm like, Ellie, Amy, and her children are She probably would have wanted to charge me per badge.
Okay. My kids did charge me.
Oh.
But it was
there a fair
it was a
fair trade rate?
It was after we were done, and it was probably slave wages, but we'll see.
Yeah. It's very interesting to hear what Ellie feels is a fair wage. I think she wanted to get paid $10 an hour for watching her brother while she slept, and I was like, I don't know if the school-age childcare people even get paid that. I hope so, because they're watching like 30 children, right? But sleeping and not doing much. Anyway, it's just funny to me. I have a different I'm coming at it from a different angle, which was like, I would babysit when I was younger and just hope, like, I think somebody giving me a $20 bill at the end of it when they were gone for like the whole evening, until like 2 o'clock in the morning, right, would be like, yes, I got 20, you know. But she's coming at it like, this is what I want to get paid.
This is minimum wage, Mom.
Yeah, minimum wage federally is still $7 an hour.
No, that's true.
Yeah, I looked it up because we were having these discussions, and she was like, well, I don't know what minimum wage. I think there's some really great companies like Costco and Target that their minimum wage is much, much higher than the federal minimum wage. But yeah. Anyway, the things we end up talking about on a knitting podcast.
Yes, minimum wage.
Minimum wage. How much does your child request they get paid for creating badges or babysitting their brother while they sleep the whole day long and the brother plays video games? Anyway.
She's worth it, Mom.
She is. And I want her to feel, it's some of the very same things that I as a parent and like eye roll is like what is going to make her successful in life, right?
Yeah,
to ask for what I feel like I'm worth, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Also gotta like tamp down like the reality though as well, right? Like in reality, somebody's probably not going to pay you that. So if you have a neighbor that's interested in babysitting their small children and it is a lot of work, you're probably still not going to get paid $10 an hour unless they really want to keep you happy. I guess I could see like, hey, we're going to be gone 4 hours. I'm going to give you $40 because I really want you because you can walk or whatever, right?
Yeah, we paid our babysitters pretty well, but we usually had 20-year-old babysitters.
Yeah, people that drove.
Yeah.
Yeah. The car is very important. It was to us while we were paying babysitters,
Yep. We definitely paid more for that senior babysitter.
Yes. Senior babysitter rate. You can drive if needed, and you can get yourself here. I don't have to pick you up or make sure that you got home safely or,
Yep, for sure.
Anyway, super excited about ZK, super excited about the 5K and the market and all of the delicious treats that we've got lined up, even though I can't eat any of them.
What? You're not going to eat any of them?
No, they will still be, I'm still on this low sugar thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Not to give away that they're going to be sugary, but most treats are.
She's gonna have I don't know what your favorite snack is, a blah platter, no sugar platter.
Yeah, I if you go to Costco, the what is it? The July, the chip brand, the lime jalapeno chips, something summer snow. What is it? I can't pronounce.
But you like those?
Oh yes. Those are my treat of choice. Like after I go on my long run for the weekend, if we've got them, I'll grab a bowl of, I earned all these calories. Jalapeno lime, something July. Why can't my brain is not engaged yet. I need more coffee.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
I didn't have enough yet either. Just don't mind.
This is my first one, so it hasn't quite sunken in yet, apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna get some on the way home.
Coffee or chips?
Coffee.
Chips. You should get me the chips. I'm out.
At Costco?
Yeah. I'm out.
It might be fun to adventure into Costco. It's a little further for me, closer to the Sam's. So that's where I go.
But yeah, we're Costco folks these days.
I could be. It's just a little bit further.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys are like, wow,
wrap it up.
This is some great podcasting you got going on here. Megan can't put sentences together or names together, and you're talking about babysitting and chips. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. You've done.